our 2-week journey through Italy in search of La Dolce Vita, we have one last stop. And after leaving Pompeii, I didn't even put a destination into my GPS. But somehow we still arrived where all roads seem to lead, and that is Rome. Welcome to Boundaries Unlimited.
Beginning in the 8th century BC, ancient Rome grew from a small town on central Italy's Tiber River into an empire that at its peak encompassed much of continental Europe, Britain, much of Western Asia, Northern Africa, and the Mediterranean islands. As legend has it, Rome was founded in 753 BC by Romulus and Remus, twin sons of Mars, the god of war, left to drown in a basket on the Tiber River and rescued by a she-wolf. After killing his brother, Romulus became the first king of Rome, which is named after him.
And just like that, we're at our next stop, the Roman Coliseum. Today we stand in one of the 7 wonders of the New World, where gladiators fought for glory, a place where 500 million people and 1 million animals lost their lives.
Back in 70 AD, the Colosseum was built as a gift to the Romans by Emperor Vespasian on the grounds of what was Nero's Golden House. The artificial lake that was the centerpiece of the palace complex was drained and the Colosseum was sited there, a decision that was as much symbolic as it was practical. In 80 AD, Vespasian's son Titus opened the Colosseum, officially known as the Flavian Amphitheater, with 100 days of games. The Colosseum could hold approximately 50,000 spectators as they watched gladiatorial combats, hunts, wild animal fights, and possibly even larger combats such as mock naval engagements, for which the arena was said to be flooded with water.
Are you not entertained? If you are, go ahead and like the video, comment below, subscribe for more, and let's continue on with this tour. Gladiators were typically slaves, criminals, or prisoners of war, but ironically, as gladiatorial battles became more popular, free men signed up for a chance for fame and glory.
Do you see the lion?
The lion?
Having toured the Colosseum twice, I can highly recommend everybody to pay a little bit extra, get the full access pass, and tour the underground portion of the Colosseum. It makes for a much more immersive experience, being able to see where the animals and the gladiators were held before the battles. It's actually really cool too, you can see where the hoists were located at that would actually lift the animals up into the arena. The tour I booked was supposed to be a night tour of the Colosseum that I thought would be the best way to see it, but for some reason the tour group couldn't get tickets for the nighttime tour, so we ended up doing it in the daytime. But I have a backup plan. Ksenia's not too excited about it though.
What?
Next we stroll through the Roman Forums, which was once a center of political and social life back in the Roman Empire.
The Roman Forum was a site located at the center of the ancient city of Rome and the location of important religious, political, and social activities. Historians believe people first began publicly meeting in the open-air forum around 500 BC when the Roman Republic was founded. The rectangular-shaped area sited on the low-lying land between Palatine Hill and Capitoline Hill was home to many of the ancient city's most impressive temples and monuments.
So right behind me is the place where Julius Caesar was not stabbed to death, but where he was cremated and where he was buried at, in the center of the Roman Forums. And this is Curia Di Pompeo, the place where Julius Caesar was assassinated by Brutus and Cassius back in March 15th, 44 BC. Today, it's not only ruins of what was once the Senate floor, but now it's a cat sanctuary with over, I think, 250 random cats. It's essential that you book a tour that skips the line. That is exactly what we did.
It may be difficult to imagine, but there's a country in the world smaller than New York City's Central Park, and one with a population smaller than a typical high school class. Based on landmass, Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, measuring just 0.2 square miles, almost 120 times smaller than the island of Manhattan.
Wow, it's truly hard to fathom how big the Basilica really is. The proportions are 100% perfect, so everything doesn't look as big as it really is. For example, the dome is 140 meters tall enough to fit the Statue of Liberty inside of it. We booked with the Walks of Italy, and our tour guide, her name was Ilaria. 10 out of 10 review, very informative. And since the Vatican museums are so massive, there's a statistic out there that says that it would take you 4 months if you stopped at every single exhibit and looked at it for 30 seconds. So I'd highly recommend a tour guide so you kind of understand what you're looking at and get something out of it. Also, you get to skip the big line that I showed you guys earlier to get into the Basilica. So that alone is worth it. The great thing about Rome is that there's so many historical sites and buildings you can walk in any direction aimlessly. and you're bound to run into something. Right behind me is the Pantheon.
The Pantheon is one of the best preserved monuments of ancient Rome, completed around 126 AD. The Pantheon's dome, weighing in at 5,000 tons, remains the single largest unreinforced concrete dome in the entire world. At the top of the dome sits an opening or oculus 27 feet in width. The oculus, which has no covering, lets light as well as rain and other weather into the Pantheon.
Another interesting fact about the Pantheon is not about the dome itself, but the columns supporting the portico. There's 16 columns in total, each 39 feet tall, 5 feet in diameter, and they all weigh 60 tons. And get this, they were all imported from Egypt. Can you imagine 2,000 years ago, they imported 16 60-ton columns directly from Egypt? That's insane. Hold up, wait, that's actually the Mouth of Truths. So it's actually kind of a weird, deformed looking face stone that legend has it that if you stick your hand inside the mouth of the flat-faced guy, if you say a lie, he'll bite your hand off. Our next stop is the Savello Park, or the Orange Garden, located on Aventine Hill, which gives you one of the best views of Rome from the bend of the Tiber River all the way to the St. Peter's Basilica. Right next to the Orange Garden is the Instagram famous keyhole. That keyhole looks directly to the dome of the St. Peter's Basilica.
So not only can you get good pasta in Rome, you can also get amazing sushi and sake.
Yeah, it was so weird. I mean, we walked outside, there was no rain coming down, but I heard something falling from the sky. Hail. Hail in Rome. You got a big one?
Big enough.
It's not that big.
That's what she said. Ha!
And the thing is that we were supposed to sit somewhere outside because the backup plan of seeing the Colosseum at night, well, I can't ruin it right now, but this better not ruin it. Since I was unable to get the Colosseum at night tour, I chose the next best thing, which is the Court Cocktail Bar that is directly facing the Colosseum at nighttime. So we can enjoy some cocktails and just take in all of the Colosseum in all of its glory.
With pecorino cheese that give
So, a little review on the Court Cocktail Lounge right in front of the Colosseum. You have to make reservations, so keep that in mind. You pay quite a bit of money for the drinks, but it is probably the best place to unwind after a long day of exploring Rome because you get the best views of the Colosseum, and the drinks are really good as well too. Also, spending all day in Rome makes me want to go home and watch one of the best
free book.
Watch the best TV show ever made. Not Game of Thrones, that's one of my favorite TV shows too, but it's
Breaking Bad?
No, not Breaking Bad, it's overhyped. It is HBO's Rome. If you have not watched it, get on right now, download HBO Max, and you watch both seasons because it's one of the best TV shows
Breaking Bad is
ever made.
Breaking Bad is
I'll say it again, ever made. I watched it 4 times.
Yes.
Not Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad is the
HBO's
best.
Rome. Download it,
Life
watch
lessons,
it.
Breaking
Comment below
Bad.
that you watched it, and let me know
Real
what you think.
stuff, real people.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. After a very long and exhausting first day in Rome where we walked over 12.6 miles, we decided to take a slower start to day number 2. We decided to go check out a small little breakfast place called Barnum. It was raining a little bit, and then the Italian weather strikes again. We were soaked. Feet are completely wet, it's cold outside, but I can definitely say Barnum was worth the walk and getting completely drenched because the food was amazing. Probably the best breakfast we've had this whole entire trip. So if you're in Rome, definitely check out Barnum, but be prepared, just like any other place in Rome, for lines. While Rome is known for many fountains, easily the most iconic is the Trevi Fountain right behind me. And legend has it is if you throw €1 in your right hand, throw it over your left shoulder, it ensures your return to Rome. So I went ahead and pulled out my 401k.
Right
Rome,
hand,
you're gonna take all my money.
shoulder, okay?
Right hand, left shoulder.
Okay,
One,
ready?
two.
1, 2, 3.
I guess we're coming back to Rome.
Thank you.
It's such a popular thing to do that it's estimated that last year they found $1.5 million within the Trevi Fountain alone. Right behind me is the infamous 135 Spanish Steps. It climbs a steep slope between the French and the Spanish plazas, hence the name. Our next stop, Piazza del Popolo, which in ancient times was considered the entrance to Rome. It was also once a part of Nero's family garden, and those guys behind me look pretty angry.
One of the most remarkable sights on the square is a 36-meter-high Egyptian obelisk. The obelisk from 1300 BC originally came from the Sun Temple of Heliopolis in Egypt.
So on our way to the hotel room, I was trying to find the GPS to get to our hotel room. For some reason, a raindrop hit the GPS and somehow it hit the Omega store. And I have been searching for over a year for the new 007 60th year anniversary watch. It's been very hard to find. It's a very rare watch. And for my 30th birthday, I figured, you know, if they have it, I will just buy it. Why not? And they had one. And
You know what your birthday cake will be?
what's that?
Ramen.
So as we reached the end of our 2-week journey through Italy, it was finally time to pack our bags and head back home. After getting a taste of the sweet life, starting in Venice and ultimately ending in Rome, I can honestly say that Italy is one of my favorite countries that I've ever traveled to, and that's not to be said lightly. To the snow-capped Dolomites, luscious green rolling hills over Tuscany, and the Mediterranean Sea wrapped along the coastline, Italy has it all. This won't be my last time in Italy, and next time I would love to explore northern Italy such as Lake Como and possibly even snowboard the Dolomites. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give a like, comment below, subscribe for more. I plan to release a full 2-week itinerary through Italy so you guys can recreate this whole entire trip that we did throughout this series. So that being said, we'll see you in the next one.